Hi, everybody. It's Joseph Catherine here once again with another review for you. This time we're going to take a look at Exodus Gods and Kings. The defiant leader of Moses rises up against the Egyptian pharaoh Ramesses, setting 600,000 slaves on a monumental journey of escape from Egypt and its terrifying cycle of deadly plagues. Whoo, yeah, we all know what that is. That is the story of Moses and Ramses and all that fun stuff. We've seen it before. Actually, one of my personal favorite movies from my childhood was The Prince of Egypt. But yeah, yeah. So all right. So I don't usually pick pictures for a specific purpose, but I did in this review. So just really quick. I mean, I'm assuming you're probably doing other stuff while you're doing this, but go to my review and look at the picture I have real quick. All right, so this picture symbolizes everything wrong with this movie. From left to right in this picture, you have Joel Edgerton, the legendary Sigourney Weaver, and John Turturro, many of whom might remember was one of the rare bright spots, sometimes occasional bright spots in the Transformers series. Maybe because he was just screen hogging and it was funny, but yeah, I mean a bright spot. And of course, you have Christian Bale. So, and additionally, I should mention that Aaron Paul of Breaking Bad and the also legendary Ben Kingsley all make appearances in this movie in the supporting cast to round out a superstar cast comparable to the likes of American Hustle last year. American Hustle, yeah, that's right. I just compared this to American Hustle. But unlike American Hustle, none of these roles actually matter. Hell, I could play every single one of these roles and no one would notice. Seriously, I mean, even the girl roles, I could do it. I could totally do it. Well, okay, maybe with the exception of Joel Edgerton, who was decent, but I don't know if I've ever seen such a lack of effort or caring from anyone in a film, like from the whole as a group. Usually, you'll get that one guy who's like obviously phoning it in, but everyone else is at least trying, but not here. Every single performance could have been from my neighbor, Joe the Plumber, as much as it was from a superstar actor. This this is the result of a horrible screenplay, as well as what us the viewers need to start catching on to. I'm gonna probably I'm gonna probably upset some people when I say this. But guys, seriously, Ridley Scott is a terrible director. Okay? It just is. Alright, seriously. And people are gonna well, not that anybody cares, but people will get upset when anyone tries to say that. Just like there's still some people trying to defend M. Night Shyamalan. But guess what? They are both down in the dumps. They both suck. All right, and now Hollywood has finally caught on. Well, Hollywood is not finally because we haven't caught on to it. But Hollywood has caught on to this. But we need to as well. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna try to keep it together and not just rant. So, all right, you already know my thoughts on acting. It's terrible, obviously, with the exception of Joel Edgerton, who is screen hogging like nothing else in his performance. But the fact that he's screen hogging is the only reason that the performance stands out. It's kind of funny when you think about it because I mean, just think about it for a sec. The only performance in a movie containing the cast I just brought up is someone who is trying to make a name for themselves. Seriously, that's messed up. But the story is terrible. Who could have thought that Ridley Scott and Company, aka Adam Cooper, could screw up such a common and well-known story? Here's the problem, and I'll do this without spoiling. It tries to make itself controversial with some of the stances it takes on God, Moses, and the Jewish religion. But in the process, it alienates these groups because the feeling you get with these decisions is anger and frustration. Scott and Company made these decisions in an attempt to help make the movie appeal to a widespread audience, but they forgot a key fact about this demographic, and that is that the primary group of people going and seeing this movie are those who would be made upset by the stances it takes. You forgot about that part, didn't you, Mr. Scott? Oopsies. The one thing that the story did that was somewhat creative was how it interpreted the vision of God by Moses. I obviously won't tell you how the movie does this because it is a spoiler, uh, and it is unfortunately the best part of this whole movie. However, it was the one time that the movie got my attention pretty much at any point past the random big action scene that literally had nothing to do with anything in the first few minutes. Alright, seriously, why was the action scene here? At the beginning of the movie. Like, usually when a movie uses an action scene to get our attention in the first few minutes, it connects to the story somehow. Somehow it makes sense. But not here. It's just action. Because moviegoers love watching death takes place in front of them, right? Yeah, that's how it works. Okay, bringing it back. Almost every aspect of this movie fails at a whooping 150 minutes long. Holy crap, 150 minutes long. This movie is way over long. Way too long. Those 150 minutes felt like 250 minutes to me. I had the oh boy. And here's the other thing. I had the unfortunate pleasure of seeing this movie in 3D. Okay. The 3D here was so bad that I thought it was post-converted 3D. But upon further investigation, and it shocks me that I say this, but upon further investigation, I discovered that this movie was shot in 3D. This has got to be the worst real, I should say in quotes, 3D I have ever seen. Additionally, the CGI is painfully average, which is kind of a big thing when you're talking about this movie. Seeing the plagues unfold in front of you is obviously supposed to be the calling card of Exodus Gods and Kings, but it is sadly underwhelming because the cinematography was, well, the cinematography was horrible. We could not gain an appreciation of the plagues while watching the movie because we were given very few wide shots of the damn plagues. The ones we got were pretty cool, but it should have been all wide shots, really, Scott. What are you doing? Adam Sandler could do your job almost as well. Almost. I'm really picking on Adam Sandler recently, aren't I? Well, it's okay. He takes criticism better than that one guy in North Korea does. Or is it too soon? Whatever. Moving on. Okay, to bring things back on track, this movie sucks. If you haven't been able to figure that out yet, it's just bad. There were periods of semi decent things. Oh, wait a minute. Can we talk about the Wall of Water real quick? It's funny to me because I was looking forward to the Wall of Water literally the entire movie. It was going to be the highlight for me. But then I saw it and I thought of the Wall of Water and Interstellar, and I became sad because Interstellar's Wall of Water is so much better than Exodus Gods and Kings Wall of Water. Anyway, there were a period of semi decent moments. There were periods of semi decent moments surrounded by gross incompetency on the point of the director and his crew. And when you combine that with the fact that everyone is phoning in their roles on this, including Christian Bale, who is famous and renowned for completely immersing himself in his roles, and you have a really bad movie. So don't go see it. Go see The Prince of Egypt again, or 1956's The Ten Commandments, or just read the story in the Bible. Any one of these options would be better than watching this movie. So I'm thinking a 3 out of 10. That's bad for me. Again, there were a few good moments, but that does not stop or that doesn't change the fact that this movie sucks. So all right, that's all I got this time. Um, yeah, I still don't know what to say here at the end, but I'm gonna be still moving right along with movies. But I hope to get see the interview at some point. I hope, but you know, I, I'm dating this right now because I'm right. I mean, the whole thing with the whole hullabaloo with the interviews happening right now, and it's kind of depressing that someone can't take a joke, but whatever. To each his own. All right, I'll see you guys next time here on Under the Movies. Deuces.